So, we are studying how audit happens. So, yesterday we studied that first to make audit, to do audit of financial statement, first you need to make a good form with eligible engagement team members and partners with and your firm should have element of system of quality control. Then client will come to you and he will request you to perform the audit. Then you will start the audit. First thing you will do is preliminary engagement activities. In preliminary engagement activities there are three things. First is background check of the client as per SA 220, then precondition of audit as per SA 210, and then we will send audit engagement letter as a token of acceptance to the client. Then our audit will start. First we will do planning of audit. In the planning stage, first we will make overall audit strategy, which will help in determining nature, timing and extent of audit plan, detailed audit plan. In audit plan will determine nature, timing and extent of audit procedures which we need to perform in the audit. And in audit program, step by step all the audit procedures will be written. And first step for planning, which I missed, is obtaining knowledge of client's business. So in planning, first we obtain knowledge of client's business, then we do make overall audit strategy, then audit plan and audit program. Now let's move ahead to in audit. We need to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence so that we can reduce our audit risk to an acceptably low level. So what is this sufficient and appropriate? Here sufficient refers to quantity of the evidence and appropriate refers to quality of the evidence. So sufficient means quantity of the evidence, that it should have like sufficient quantity of evidence, or as well as that quantity should have some quality. So we should obtain both qualitatively and quantitatively audit evidence, that is sufficient and appropriate audit evidence. It will reduce our audit risk to acceptably low level. So what is audit risk? Audit risk is risk that the auditor give inappropriate audit opinion that financial statements are not materially misstated when they are materially misstated. So audit risk is the risk that auditor give inappropriate audit evidence that financial statements are materially misstated when they are not material misstatement. It does not include that auditor give opinion that financial statement is materially misstated when it is not materially misstated. Means we gave wrong opinion that financial statement is not materially misstated. We said that financial statement is true and fair, but it it is not true and fair. It is audit risk. But if we give the opinion that financial statement is materially misstated, that there is some fraud in a financial statement, and in actual it is not materially misstated, it is not included. This thing is not included in audit risk. Audit risk does not refer to auditor's business risk. So auditor's business risk is also not included in audit risk, such as or losses in the business of audit, adverse publicity of the auditor. This whole thing is not included in the audit risk. So audit risk involves risk that the auditor give inappropriate audit evidence that financial statements are not materially misstated when they are materially misstated. Audit risk is function of two things: risk of material misstatement and detection risk. So audit risk is derived from risk of material misstatement, that is ROM, and detection risk. Risk of material misstatement consists of two items, that is IR and CR, inherent risk and control risk. Inherent risk is risk that if we don't have any control, what all can go wrong. If if company doesn't have any internal control, what all can go wrong is determined in inherent risk. What are inherent risk in the business? And control risk is risk that after putting internal control will not be able to prevent, detect, or correct material misstatement on timely basis. So IR is risk that if we don't apply any internal control, what all can go wrong in the business. So in response to that, we will apply internal control. So after applying internal control, there comes control risk that uh, our internal control could not prevent, detect, or correct material misstatement on timely basis. So these two risks are there. Let's understand IR and CR in more detail. So first, let's understand some keywords. These keywords are often used in definition when you are writing technical definition for IRCR. In many places, these keywords are used often. So I've made some shortcut for it. First keyword is CTABD, that is class of transaction bracket account balance and disclosure in financial statement. So this usually comes together in a sentence, that is class of transaction, account balances and disclosure in financial statement. Next is MIA, that could be materially misstated either individually or when aggregated with others. MIA is that could be that could be material either individually or when aggregated with other misstatement. First one is CT. CT is class of transaction, AB is account balances, and D for disclosure in financial statement. Next is MIA. MIA is M for that could be material. M for material, that could be material. I is that either individually, and A is or when aggregated with other misstatement. Next one is PW and PA, that is more pervasive to financial statement as a whole and potentially affect many assertion. P Here P is pervasive, that is more pervasive to financial statement. W is as a whole. So PW is more pervasive to financial statement as a whole, and next P is potential and A is assertion, that is potentially affect many assertion. So PWPA is more pervasive to financial statement, as a whole, and potentially affect many assertions. So these three shortcuts. Now let's learn IR and CR. So in normal language, what is IR? IR is risk of material misstatement without any internal control. If there is no internal control, what risk of material misstatement is there? So we need to write this in technical language to get marks. So our first statement was there is a risk of material misstatement. So in technical language we will write that there is susceptibility of an assertion about class of transaction, account balance and disclosure in financial statement to material misstatement, that could be either material either individually or when aggregated when aggregated with other misstatement. Basically they want to say risk of material misstatement. Instead of risk they are saying likelihood, that is susceptibility. So susceptibility of an assertion about class of transaction, account balances or disclosure in financial statement to be misstated. So it is risk of misstatement. Which misstatement? Material misstatement. Instead of material misstatement they are saying misstatement that could be material either individually or when aggregated with other other assertions. Sorry, with other misstatements. So what this two sentence means: risk of material misstatement. Instead of risk, they are saying susceptibility. So risk, risk is there to class class of transaction, account balance, and disclosure. So risk of material misstatement, and instead of material misstatement, they are saying misstatement that could be either materially misstated either individually or when aggregated with other misstatements. Next, in our own words, we said risk of material misstatement without internal controls. They are saying before consideration of any related controls. So that is without internal control. In our language, answer is of two sentence, that is risk of material misstatement without internal control. So now let's translate risk of material misstatement in their language. Risk of material misstatement in their language is the susceptibility of assertion about class of transaction, account balance, and disclosure to misstatement either that could be material either individually or when aggregated with other misstatement. And second point in our own word was without internal control. They are saying before consideration of any related control. Okay, easy. So example for inherent risk is that item could be misappropriated by employees, or inventory records could be inaccurate. So there is a risk in like any, if you have a business of store, so there is a risk that item could be misappropriated by the employees and inventory could be inaccurate. So there is risk of misstatement. So this is inherent risk in the business. Now let's understand control risk. So in our language, control risk is a risk of material misstatement, that risk that if internal control could not prevent or detect or correct material misstatement on timely basis. So control risk is risk that internal control could not detect, prevent, or correct material misstatement on timely basis. So now let's translate this into their words. In their words, in technical terms, definition for control risk is there is that material misstatement that could occur in assertion about a class of transaction, account disclosure, or disclosure in financial statement, that could be material or that could be material either individually or when aggregated with other misstatements, will not be able to prevent, detect, or correct on timely basis by the entity's internal control. So they are saying there is a risk of material misstatement. There could be risk of misstatement that could occur in assertion of class of transaction about a C, T, A, D, and D, that could be misstated either individual, that could be material either individually or when aggregated with other misstatement, will not be able to detect, correct, or prevent on timely basis by the entity's internal control. So entity's internal control will not be able to detect, correct, or prevent misstatement that could occur in assertion about class of transaction, account disclosure, account balances, and disclosure. And that misstatement could be material either individually or when aggregated with other misstatement. So this is easy. Let's have one last revision. Control risk is risk that material that misstatement that could occur in assertion about a class of transaction, account balance, and disclosure. And disclosure that could be material either individually or when aggregated with other, will not be able to risk will not be able to prevent, detect, or correct on timely basis by the internal control of the entity. So this is risk that there is a risk that there could be material misstatement, and this material misstatement will not be prevented, detected, or corrected by the entity's internal control. So for this, inherent we have inherent risk that employees could misappropriate the stock. So we have made plan that we will put internal control on them. We will add security tag to check item of inventory records, as well as we will do physical verification. This is our internal control. And here the control risk is that despite various control being implemented, still collusion among employees may be there, and risk to auditor would again be that inventory record will be inaccurate. So due to collusion of employees, there is still risk that inventory could be inaccurate. Like, what is collusion? That one who is checking the security tag, they and the person who is misappropriating, all they made a team, and they did collusion. So due to the collusion, this control will fail. So control, this is control risk, that internal control will is not able to prevent, detect, or correct misstatement. So these two are audit risk component. These two are component of risk of material misstatement, IR and CR. And component of audit risk is risk of material misstatement and detection risk. We understand risk of material misstatement in detail, what is IR and CR. Now let's understand what is detection risk. Detection Detection risk is a risk that the procedure performed by the auditor to reduce audit risk to acceptably low level will not be able to detect misstatement that could be material either individually or when aggregated with other misstatement. So here we talk about the risk that audit procedure fail. That audit procedure will not be able to reduce risk to acceptably low level. The auditor will apply put many audit procedure to check the IR and CR. So this talk that auditor will check the efficiency and effectiveness of various control. He would do that by making observation, inspection, and inquiry, etc. He'll apply many procedure to check this. In addition, he will also employ sampling technique to check few transaction from beginning to end. But however, due to all this procedure, the auditor may not detect the item which have been stolen or misappropriated. But auditor will not be able to can there is risk that after doing all this, after checking the efficiency of the control via help of observation, inspection, inquiry, etc., via all this procedure, in addition doing sampling techniques also, and checking a transaction from beginning to end, he might not be able to detect the risk, that he might not be able to find the misappropriation what is done. So this kind of risk is known as detection risk. So detection risk is a risk that the procedure performed by the auditor to reduce audit risk to acceptably low level will not detect misstatement that could be material either individually or when aggregated with other misstatements. So IR is risk without risk of material misstatement if there are no internal control. CR is risk that if control fails, risk which arrives if internal control fails. And DR is risk that, or if audit procedure fail. If audit procedure fail, which risk comes? Detection risk. If internal control fails, which risk comes? Control risk. And risk without internal control is inherent risk. So this three risk is part of audit risk. Mm, so we understood IR, CR, and DR. Audit risk is derived from inherent risk, control risk, and detection risk. Inherent risk and detection risk combined is known as risk of material misstatement. So, risk of material misstatement are at two levels: financial statement level and at assertion level. Financial statement level refers to risk of material misstatement that relate pervasively to financial statement as a whole. Means it affect risk of material misstatement at financial statement affect financial statement as a whole, or it has potential to affect many assertion. So risk of material misstatement at financial statement refers to risk of material misstatement that relate pervasively to financial statement as a whole and have potential to affect many assertions, like for example for this is management's integrity. If management doesn't have integrity, whole financial statement has a risk of material misstatement. Risk of material misstatement is at financial level. The other side is risk of material misstatement at assertion level. So risk of material, for example for this is risk in only one item of financial statement, like maybe in salary. So if there is only uh, risk of material misstatement on only one item, it is said as risk of material misstatement at assertion level. For risk of material misstatement at assertion level, for class of transaction, account balance, and disclosure in financial statement are assessed in order to determine nature, timing, and extent of further audit procedure necessary to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence. So risk of material misstatement at financial statement level and at assertion level, for assertion level for a class of transaction, account balance, and disclosure in financial statement are assessed in order to uh, determine nature, timing, and extent of further audit procedure necessary to obtain audit evidence. Now let's understand the flow for performing the audit. First, after the planning stage, we move in performance stage. In performance stage, first we set materiality level. So we can understand what is our materiality level, and anything below it we will not check. Items above that level we will check. So any material any item which is below that price is immaterial for us. So first we set materiality level, then next step is that we identify and assess risk of material misstatement. Now we understand what risk of material misstatement is. Risk of material misstatement includes inherent risk and control risk. So we understand what all are inherent risk in the company. If controls are not there, what all can go wrong, and what in response to that risk, what all in internal controls company applied. So after under and what if that control doesn't work, that risk is known as control risk. So we assess inherent risk and control risk and find risk of material misstatement. After identifying and assessing risk of material misstatement, we get idea that if risk of material misstatement is high, then we will do more test of details. Um, we will do more further audit procedure. We need to ascertain more time on other audit procedure, further audit procedure. So the objective of auditor as per SA 315 is to identify and assess risk of material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error, risk of material through understanding the entity and its environment. So how to identify risk of material misstatement? Inherent risk is identified by understanding the entity and its environment, and control risk is identified by evaluating internal control. So objective of auditor as per SA 315, objective of SA 315, uh, under identifying and assessing risk of material misstatement through understanding the entity and its environment, is to identify and assess risk of material misstatement whether due to fraud or error through understanding the entity and its environment, including internal control. Thereby it provides basis for designing and implementation of response to assess risk of material misstatement as per SA 315. So risk of material misstatement help us in designing and implementing response to assessed risk. Response to assessed risk. What are the response for assessed risk? We will study that in SA 330, and this will help auditor to reduce risk of material misstatement at acceptably low level. So we can also say that risk of material misstatement therefore determines nature, timing, and extent of further audit procedure, and response to nature, timing, and extent of response to the assessed risk of material misstatement. So objective of an auditor as per SA 315, identifying and assessing risk of material misstatement through understanding entity and its environment, is to identify and assess risk of material misstatement whether due to fraud or error, including fraud or error through understanding entity and its environment, including internal control, thereby providing basis for the designing and implementing response to assess risk of material misstatement. And this will help the auditor to reduce risk of material misstatement to acceptable low level. So this is our objective in identifying in and assessing risk of material misstatement. So our objective is to provide basis for designing and implementing risk of material misstatement.